later. And train the tour guides here. Married to a Chinese girl for 32 years. Now we're starting out in the Gobi Desert of Gansu Province, and these are the Mogao caves, better known to the Chinese as Dunhuang for the town where they're located. Dunhuang was established in 111 BC as a forward outpost and became a prosperous town on the Silk Road. And about half the Silk Road was in China. Jimmy, right behind us, right behind the cart. It covers about 700 acres, 2.5 square miles, and of that 400 acres is lake. So this lake in China is more than 5 times bigger than the Splendid China Park. The name in Chinese is a garden. It's a 2.5 square mile garden used by the imperial family from April to October each year as a summer residence for worship, meditation, relaxation. So you do not see residential area. This is for worship, meditation, relaxation. Here's a picture taken I took this in April when it was just starting to thaw. It's still frozen. But the bridge is a 17-arch bridge, a marble bridge, almost 500, about it is 500 feet long, and 500 feet is almost around this lake, so it's a good-sized bridge. Coming off this end, you see a yellow umbrella, and when you see a yellow umbrella, it means the boss is in, the emperor. When you see red and blue soldiers, it means the emperor's around because that's the imperial guard. Other color umbrellas, like red and blue, represent family colors, the people who serve the court. In this case, general, since the army troops are red and blue. Something more fun than bungee jumping, try walking across this marble bridge coming up in winter when it's iced over, the famous Jade Belt Bridge. It's called a belt because of the narrowness at the top. But I had a lot of fun on that bridge with the marble and ice. Very high single arch with steps. Chinese were building single arch bridges a couple of centuries before the West. Then right across from us, the famous marble boat. And of course it's not a boat, it's a boat dock, 118 feet long. And Cixi, Dowager Empress Cixi, Queen Mother for 47 years, fixed it up to look like a boat. At one time, she made a big deal about collecting taxes to build a navy, and they spent the money on the summer palace. That's a foreign nickname, just southwest of Beijing, and I've been over it. In 1153, when the Jin dynasty was in Beijing, but of course it wasn't Beijing then, it was Chengdu. But you all knew that, didn't you? I thought I mentioned it before somebody corrected me. The emperor came out from Chengdu and he didn't like the wooden bridge, so he ordered a new one, and this marble bridge was completed in 1193. Marco Polo saw it in 1290 and wrote his book, and foreigners called it the Marco Polo. But the Chinese name is Lugo Chao, which means reedy ditch bridge, and it's very appropriate because in dry season this river is a reedy ditch, a sandbar with a couple of trickles running by, and that's how they built a 1/6-mile marble display here are the descendants of Confucius to the 66th generation coming to celebrate his birthday. They do it on August 27th. They do not know when his birthday is, but they celebrate on August 27th. That's the auspicious day. But like that rock garden at south, the emperor's throne would always face south. Here's a picture I took from the top looking down. From where I took my picture down to the first gate, there are 392 granite steps. So you got a long way to go from the top to the first gate. Where we're sitting is lost in the distance, it's so far away. But Sun Yat-sen was born in 1866. In 1911, the Qing dynasty collapsed, and he was named to be the first president. But if you know the history, he stepped aside in favor of a general, Yuan Shikai, thinking the general could better stabilize the country. Big Alder. By the way, the Circular Mount Alder is exactly 3 miles from the heart of the Forbidden City. Circular Mount Alder is built 1530, and you'll see why I made a big deal over in round heaven that I mentioned. Blue represents heaven, so you have blue on the round altar. The round altar is heaven, so I just said heaven is constructed with 9. For the Chinese, that altar is the center of the universe, which means that I myself personally have been to the center of the universe because I've been on that altar many times. At the entrance, a yellow umbrella, the boss is here. The Qianlong Emperor from the 1700s here for a ceremony. Basically, the emperor would come to the temple and make sacrifices, then go up on the altar and report to his father, heaven, the celestial emperor, and he's in that round tent on the top deck. They use heaven or celestial emperor just the way we use God. Same use, same meaning, interchangeable. To get his mandate to rule. 3 days before a ceremony, he would go into isolation. No concubines and no meat. This is a Confucian ceremony. It's the same figurines we saw at Confucius. The square area is 600 feet by 600 feet, and that's 2 football fields end to end. But the hall was built in 1420 with the Forbidden City, overall about 125 feet high, and has 50,000 blue glazed tiles on the roof. 1,500 acres, was started in 1949 as parade ground and completed as we know it in 1959 on the 10th anniversary, and that's when they opened the palace to tourists. During my years in Beijing, I lived about 5 blocks behind us on the same street, on the same side, so I spent a lot of time here. I had the honor of dining with Zhou Enlai, Deng Xiaoping, and other Chinese leaders a number of times, but I never met Chairman Mao. He was in bad health and never came out of his residence, which is on the left side over here. So Ambassador Bruce or Ambassador Bush would go to his residence and see him. Then we have Tiananmen Gate, the Gate of Heavenly Peace, and this is how it looked when I was there. If you know this gate, you probably call it the Forbidden City, but this is not the Forbidden City. You have a 1,500-acre imperial complex, and the heart of it a 180-acre Forbidden City, so we got to go inside to find the Forbidden City. This gate was built in 1412 by the Ming, restored by the Qing in 1651. Overall, it's about 110 feet high with a pavilion. 2 elephants at the entrance and 7 more inside for magic number 9. 5 marble bridges with a golden lion in the center reserved for the emperor. 2 lions outside. 2 huge stone columns representing the emperor's authority and heavenly peace. Complex, it's the Wumen, Meridian, or 5 Phoenix Gate, and this is the entrance to the Forbidden City. The real gate to the Forbidden City. This is where the emperor came to make speeches, make announcements, review military or other ceremonies. We're inside that 180-acre Forbidden City, inside that 1,500-acre imperial complex. Now in Yin and Yang, the Forbidden City is divided into 2 parts. Ceremonial outer court, residential inner court. We do not show the residential, only the ceremonial. The scene here is the wedding of the next to the last emperor, Kwang Su, in 1889, and that's why Mao is not on our entrance here. This is 1889. You see the extravagance of the imperial wedding with all the elephants and all this scene. Red and blue soldiers, 8,000 soldiers at this wedding, and everybody, civilian and military, had to kneel to the emperor 3 times and touch the ground with their foreheads. How many times?
9.
How did you figure that out? Did we mention 9 already?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. The largest and most important hall, the heart of the center, the main place in the Forbidden City is this big building here. And it's exactly 3 miles south to that circular mountain altar I mentioned at the Temple of Heaven, along that axis, that line. Now I'll pull up and park and we'll go inside and finish inside. The front door, so we're going over here. So at 4:30 in the morning, they bring the tapestry out, unroll it, air it out, roll it up, and get it back in the palace before the sun is fully risen, because they can't allow direct sun on that silk. Now they'll roll it up and get it back in before the sun's up. That's the bathing of Buddha. Now everything on the left side of the cart is a scene along the lee.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. How are you doing today? Welcome to Imperial Music Hall. China has a long history of arts and literature, and Chinese musical instruments are very unique. But you'll find out soon. Our first song is a religion song called Ami Tuofo. Before I play this song, I'd like to introduce the bells behind me. These bells called Bianzhong, and they're also called serious bells. History goes back to 2,400 years ago. It is one of the oldest instruments in China, also playing the royal chord. from Zhejiang province. Zhejiang province is located at southeast of China. They're very famous for the green tea, especially Longjing tea. This song called the Melody of Tea. Selections from Peking opera, which are totally different styles than the songs we played before. Introduce musicians and the musical instruments. This is Jing. Jing is going to play the instrument called the dizi, which is a bamboo flute. The history of dizi in China over 1,000 years old. instrument called erhu. Erhu, it is a two-string Chinese fiddle and a history over 2,000 years old. And this is a Xu. He's going to play the instrument called zhonghu. Zhonghu, it is a tenor two-string Chinese fiddle. And my name is Li. This instrument called yangqin, Chinese hammer dulcimer. The history of yangqin in China over 500 years old. And this is a Chen. This instrument called a pipa. It is a four-string Chinese lute, also called a Chinese guitar. The history of pipa in China over 2,000 years old. The pipa also played a royal court a long time ago. And this is a Ling. And that's Yang. Both instruments belong to the lute family. This one called zhongruan. Zhongruan, it is a tenor four-string Chinese lute. And the other one is daruan. Daruan, it is a bass four-string Chinese lute. The both instruments history over 2,000 years old. Our last song will be American song. Hope you enjoyed. Oh, don't forget, please sing along.
30 minutes. It's our Jiang Family Acrobatic Show, and we're going to be proving why the Chinese are world famous for their wonderful acrobatics. We're going to begin with a young lady who is an expert in head balancing. Please welcome Ms. Ju Chao-Wei. dancing skills. Please welcome Pedro Giannana.
7 to 8 ounces. What that interprets to is these kites only need about a half-mile-an-hour wind to fly. That's the upside of it. The downside is they've got a high range of about 5-mile-an-hour wind. What that means, if you walked outside and tried to fly this kite right now, the sticks would break, the sail would probably rip open, and he'd be out about $1,000. Every movement of the kite is choreographed to the music, and the pilot must interpret the music to the best visibility with the kite. That's both the pilot and the kite interacting together. As you notice, Curtis is quite skillful. You don't have to worry about him hitting you with the kites. These guys can take these kites nowadays, they can land them on a dime. Now, one of the problems that we have with doing a demonstration in a place like this, believe it or not, there is a very big competition that goes on with these mini kites across the world. And we took this, actually borrowed it, I should say, from the Chinese. The Chinese have been famous for years for making their miniature kites. When Tom comes on stage here in a little bit, he'll show you some of the miniatures that are just a small portion of this size, actually matchbox size. This is one of the other classifications that we have in kiting. The kite that Curtis is flying now is a standard fighter kite. These kites were originated in Asia, and what they've used these for years is what they call kite fighting, where they'll have several of these kites in the air, and the object is to cut the other person out of the sky. The way they achieve this is the lines that they will use would normally be dipped in a glue substance, and then it would also be dipped in a glass shears or diamond dust, which makes the kite line very, very abrasive. Good reference we go by, I was in France not too long ago, and I watched a guy take some of this line, a broomstick. Here is one of our newest innovations on the market, with actually one of our oldest designs. This is a Delta kite, and is a dual line kite. These are the kites you'll see most often if you go to one of the competitions around the world, or if you go just out flying kites on the beach, you'll probably see one of these out there. What we've achieved with these newer materials is making these kites very, very light so we can then fly them indoors. In the past, we've had to compensate for the heavy materials with larger sail areas, which would mean if you try to make a loop with the kite, it would take the entire wind window, as we call it, to make one loop with the kite.
I like it. I got this little Blue Light Special at Kmart. Actually, this is something I do have in my closet. I was at one year in Beijing, and I went to the opera company, and I just had to have one. But usually when I come up with what's out that I want to go to school, because often there's 400 or 500 children all not looking forward as the teachers are directing them. So when I walk out in this outfit, it generally gets their attention. This is all hand embroidered work here, and it weighs about 15 pounds. I'm going to ask Mike to let me take this thing off, because I don't know how they perform with these things. And this thing, I can't even describe what this is, but it's traditional. Do with your grandchildren. But kiting is a very old art form. And in fact, there's only one thing older than a kite. It's not a tool or a wheel or something utilitarian, and that's a doll. So kites have been around almost 3 millennia, or very near 3,000 years. And China, of course, being an agrarian society for most of that time, their important times of the year are the New Year, and of course around the planting and harvesting of their crops. So at 2 times during the year, primarily in the spring and the New Year, it was traditional for them to fly kites, primarily to appease the gods and make sure there was a good harvest, and to welcome the New Year, and of course expel any evil spirits that might be there.
Countdown of 3, 2, 1, launch. You notice how the kite is rising? And about the time it gets to this level here,
gotta look at it. Here.
Okay. Mrs. Bob Crichton, or Betty.
Hold on, guys.
I think he's a pastor, but I haven't got his name.
I'm Paul Adams.
Paul.
And this is my wife, Candy.
Ken.
Yes, I met Charles.
Yeah, we met. I forget very quickly.
Yes, we're from Niagara Falls, Ontario.
This is Bill Bryce.
Bill?
Howard Bryce's brother.
They're brothers.
Howard.
Howard
Bryce.
and Bill Bryce.
Okay.
Georgina Bryce.
Georgina. Right. Thank you. Well, here's another Bob.
There's a neat machine that's large.
Bob and Miriam, what's your surname?
I understand, it's good stuff.
What's your
Miriam.
surname? Oh, Slessor?
And there's the Mr. Kentucky.
They're taking each other.
Mrs. Kentucky. This is out on the DaniaPier. Well, not really the DaniaPier, but the pier. Yeah, what pier is this then? The Clark Pier. Join line, beach deck recreation area. This fella is a proud bird. Little guy, where are you going? Out to see the Rebel? Here's your Rebel. See, the Rebel is having its standing. Right away back. Fast and extended up on step to give room for that cabin. Go right back.
Take a little bit of whatever, and then I can explain
Yes.
even more here.
So you're going to put your hydraulic arm right onto the short part of the tiller there, right?
Right here, and
Yeah.
we got the hydraulics. The piston will hook back in here. That'll
Yeah.
thrust it, and then the tubes will run around right up to the mast.
Yeah.
I mean to the pedestal.
Yeah.
Which will be right in here. We'll put the pedestal right there,
Yeah.
and the steering wheel right here.
Yeah.
And the hydraulics will come around on deck to this point here, so it'll just be transferred back to the rudder there.
Yes.
Then this here is going to come up. This will come up
Yeah.
into a seat that will sit on here, maybe a little bit of a back to it.
Yeah.
And as it goes back, we're going to build a little either a cabin or a holding area back in here. This has got so much room down
Yeah.
below now,
Yes.
without the cockpit in it. We'll be able to easily stand up in it, as you can see.
Yes.
Well, we could stand up in the cockpit before, but with just this seat right in here,
Yeah.
we'll be able to put some portholes in here and have a big place for storage of sails.
Yeah.
And
Yes, you'll be utilizing all of
you
that.
could even sleep a couple people back in here.
Yes,
Put some
you
bunks
could,
in
yeah.
there. So we're working on that part of it now. We were going to tear this out right in here
Yeah.
and make a passageway through, but this is all concrete and steel.
Yeah.
And rather than that might tear up the integrity of the boat. So
Yes.
we're going to try and leave that. But we'll kind of hold it through here that we can get through from the Athens. And you can see the beams we built there. We built these laminated plywood 5.5-inch beams
Yes.
for the carlings. We got carlings every 2 feet.
They're very strong and nice now, and that was gone in that whole area. Yeah.
So that's nice and heavy now. We did that all the way through. The compression post down below was all rusted out.
Yes.
And now we've got that. We've got a whole new compression post. This plate here will fit down. We're going to bolt into the whole deck. A top piece that slides over. Half of it will be sliding open
Yeah.
over the top of the other one. And then we're going to put weatherboards in it right here so that when it rains, the rain, we can leave this open.
Yes.
Because before, it had that area right here that the rain rained down.
Now these steps are more or less where they were,
Yeah, the steps are
but
the
you
same.
got a bit more room ahead there.
Right. We went ahead and aft on the room.
Now you got a bit more room aft too.
Yep, we got another.
Where
couple
will your
inches.
engine controls be?
We're going to put them up in here. It says you're going
Oh
to be
yeah,
standing
the
right-
engine controls will be right on the console
Yeah,
here.
what we're going to do is build this in front. So we're going to build this with a big turn on it. So we're going to have a cockpit in here, and then the seat back in here. We're going to bring this forward.
Yeah.
And we're going to have a little opening here and a little opening there that we can get out.
Yeah.
So we're going to have a cockpit that's basically enclosed, and in it we're going to have the instruments in that.
Oh yeah, that's brand new there.
Uh-huh.
The old post that busted my arm is back at the house. Now, how will you anchor that down in the concrete there?
Well, we'll drill some holes into the concrete and put some red heads in it. Red heads are an expansion bolt that'll be in there. And then
Yes.
up on top here, you can see all the holes that we got drilled into this. This whole new compression area here will be bolted together, so the entire
yeah.
cabin will be
Very
pulled
nice.
into it. And then we put a 14-inch piece right
Wow.
here, laminated.
That's strong.
Yes, we really strengthened the entire top of it.
Yeah, that's really strong there.
And we made the we made the main hatch smaller than it was. That was
Yes.
so big before.
Yeah, this will just blow in some air there, and that
Right.
was a bit too big.
Yeah, this is 3x4. The other one was 4x6. So
Yeah.
we figured we just make it a little bit smaller. It was still plenty big to put cargo
Some
in.
good work there, yeah.
But
Aluminum tanks are going to go down in here instead of those old plastic drums.
right.
Your battery's still going good?
Battery's going good.
Yeah, but
yes.
they're great batteries.
Uh-huh.
I nearly got charged twice for those. I
Oh,
got
really?
them in St. Lucia,
Uh-huh.
and they put it twice on the American Express. That's done in this bilge here, it's all clean.
Yes, all the
So
buildings.
he went right through the bilge and painted it too?
Painted everything you see up forward
Wow.
is painted.
And you don't get any leakage?
No, not a drop. We're
What
not.
about through here? You see the whole bilge was painted off there, look, and you still got the old noisy bearings, but if you
Right.
pump a lot of grease in them, they seem to be very quiet. At least I don't think you're given 2 aluminum tanks that are going to be going up forward. Now these are your fuel tanks?
Fuel tanks.
Now what about your water then?
We haven't got them yet. We know where we're going to get them, but we just haven't got them. We have 200.
Well, Arthur, there's no leaking, and even the stern glen is okay. She's holding all right.
Water.
Not a drop of water coming from that glen. Okay. No. No. This is a picture taken of the Temple of Pan at Caesarea Philippi, or Banias, where we visited. But these were taken 100 years ago, actually a little more than that, in about 1890 or 1889. Not much of a change between what we see here and what we see today. A Bedouin tent near Mount Hermon in the background, taken in about 1890. A view from the Mount of Beatitudes, taken in 1890. A mosque in Tiberias, 1890. A wall of Tiberias, taken in 1890. A street scene in Tiberias, 1890. An Arab well in the valley of Jezreel, 1890. A bridge over the river Jordan, 1890. The Inn of the Good Samaritan on the Jericho Road, 1890. The land all around is still very desolate. The Mount of Olives from Zion's Gate, 1890. The Dead Sea and the mountains of Moab in the distance, 1890. The Plain of Jericho, 1890. The Golden or Eastern Gate, 1890. Here you can see, as you can see today, the heavier stones near the bottom, which are very significant. The Dome of the Rock, 1890. Thought then to be the site of the Temple of Herodstein, as is thought today. Mount of Olives from the Jericho Road, 1890. The Garden of Gethsemane, 1890. The one big olive tree is predominant. That was said at the time to have been there from the time of our Lord. Another view of the Garden of Gethsemane in 1890. The Cedron Valley in the background, where grass could be growing, only bears rocks. The Tower of Antonio in 1890. The Arch of Oklahoma, Old Jerusalem, 1890. Further street scenes along the Via della Rosa, 1890. The Church of the Holy Sepulchre, 1890. In 1890, this place was called the Grotto of Jeremiah. It took General Gordon to come along many years later, looking from his hotel room. He said, "That's the place of Calvary, the place of a skull, Golgotha." And so today, it is called Gordon's Calvary. The Mount of Olives from the Temple Plateau, 1890. Note the barren hillside. Plowing the barren fields of Jezreel in 1890. The barren mountains of Judea, 1890. St. Stephen's Gate, taken in 1890. In the foreground with the pavement as it stands today. St. Stephen's Gate as it looks today, not the pavement leading through the gate. Otherwise, the same as in 1890. So, you would like to live here, Reggie?
Huh?
You would like to live in this?
Oh yeah.
Something like this.
You don't need anything big. bedroom.
It's something just like this.
This is a 2-bedroom you have here?
2 bedrooms
Yes.
and a sofa bed. So
That's
we can
all.
sleep 6.
Yeah. Sure, that's
And
okay.
we've had somebody extra sleeping, putting them under the table.
That's right, that's right.
But we're really only supposed to have 6.
Yeah.
Information. It overwhelms as much as it empowers. Faxes, CADs, electronic documents, graphics, images, printed reports. Lava is the world's only information management solution that does it all. Lava delivers document management, imaging, and workflow in one fully integrated application, uniting the entire enterprise by document enabling your current business applications. From financial services to insurance, to healthcare, to manufacturing. Any business where access to information is critical to success. Lava delivers what you need to know now. Who better to tell you about Lava than the people who use it every day? People in leading-edge companies like Radian International.
Our core competencies are in pollution control and environmental engineering areas. We have about 2,500 employees worldwide, and we did about $300 million in gross revenues last year. We are taking a much more integrated view to re-engineer our workflow processes, linking the front office and the back office. We process approximately 15,000 transactions a month. Many of those transactions are touched by 4 or 5 or 6 different individuals.
We use Lava so that our billing clerks will be able to bill our customers in a timely basis and get our revenue back. A copy of the check and the backup that was used to process that check is sent into the scanning department. Then they're immediately available for use by the accounts receivable or any other department that might want to use them. The previous method was using microfilm and microfiche.
When we did invoices, we would have backup people pull backup from the microfilm, which took forever, and they would have to go in and look up each individual item and pull it.
If I needed just one document to prepare the invoice, I would have to wait maybe a week. The microfiche was blurry at times, or sometimes you couldn't even read it.
Elaine, do you have that document yet? Not yet. Okay, thanks.
Every time there's a questionable area of a document, you have to go to the warehouse to find the original to see it. Now we never have to go to the warehouse.
The Lava system is very user-friendly. It leads you through step-by-step of what you're looking for. And as I'm doing the invoice, if it does require backup, we can go in right away and look at it, put it with the invoice, and it's ready to go.
Now I can just do it, and it saves a lot of time in my day, and I can do other things that are more productive.
We are taking a systematic view of productivity increases. Overall, we believe that we will achieve a reduction of about 1/3 of our processing costs.
From New York to Tokyo to London. Knowledge workers in financial markets need up-to-date information. William Bonner Davies is an investment broker with the London firm NCL Investments.
I need access to up-to-date information, files, tax reports, correspondence from clients, probate valuations, statistical analysis. Time is critical. We looked at a large number of different systems, and we looked at them in great depth. The problem was, when you really got down and you looked at these systems, that they couldn't integrate your PC-produced document and your scanned document. Lava is a completely seamless system which allows you to access both types of document on the screen at the same time.
William Bonner Davis. Charles, yes, good afternoon.
In the past, a client would telephone me and ask a specific question about some event which had occurred 18 months ago or even 5 years ago. And I would have to say, I'll telephone you back. I would get the file, either by running upstairs, or I would have to get a motorcycle messenger to deliver the 5-year-old file to my office. Today, I use Lava.
No, there's no need to ring back at all. I've got it here. It'll take a couple of seconds to get it up on the screen.
By accessing statistical analysis done in Excel, a newspaper clipping, and a letter written in Word, William Bonner Davies quickly responds to inquiries, and his clients go away satisfied.
No problem. If you need any more information, give me a call. I've got it right to hand. Okay, thanks. Bye.
Date is... I also visit a large number of my clients in their home, and we have a £6,000 capital gains tax allowance. Before I used Lava, I would have to take large files. Today, I connect the laptop to a telephone socket via a modem and dial up the server at work, and I can access their files, which is £1,800 liability at the present time. Lava has made an enormous difference to the way I work.
Lava makes a difference for knowledge workers everywhere. From the stone canyons of London's financial district to the pine forests of North America. Abitibi Price is one of the world's largest newsprint companies, with mills across the United States and Canada.
Fort William is our first mill that we're implementing, but we will be rolling out Lava across our other 7 mill locations. Lava's business application enabler gives us the ability to re-engineer our business flow. We wanted to integrate J.D. Edwards with workflow, document management, and imaging. One of the key success factors in running a mill is plant and equipment efficiency. These machines have to be running full out. Objectives are 98% efficiency. If we have to shut down a paper machine, it's thousands of dollars as the minutes tick by. So when a work order request comes in, you want to be able to work on that part immediately. What we wanted to do was give them a complete turnkey solution where they didn't have to get up from their desk, look through filing cabinets.
It's estimated that at least 2 hours to 40% of a tradesman's time is lost looking for the information required to do a job.
We have massive maintenance manuals. Keeping those hard copy manuals up to date is very difficult. By installing them in Lava, the guys have access to the manuals online. They'll receive a work order from J.D. Edwards. They, in turn, need to be able to pull up an AutoCAD document.
We have a very good group of tradespeople right now. The only thing is that to manage them properly is not to make them work harder, it's to make them work smarter.
Surviving in today's global economy requires fast response to changing market trends. With domestic and overseas operations, Tetra manufactures a wide range of products for the aquarium.
We needed a document management system. Tetra is registering for ISO 9000, and it's very important to keep an audit trail of your documents.
We had a fear that an auditor would come in, see all this stuff, start to doubt our control system, and smell blood.
Whenever a revision is made, we need to get the information to everyone as quick as possible. QC needs to know how to check the products, manufacturing needs to know how to put the products together, procurement needs to know which are the latest components to purchase, and that's where Lava comes in for us.
Lava had already integrated all the packages that we were interested in: imaging, document management, workflow. You don't want to have 4 or 5 vendors every time a problem occurs, where everybody's pointing fingers. Oh, it's not us, it's them. You just don't want to be bothered. With the workflow, what we're able to do is, say we've modified a part. QC procedures have to be written. So what they do is they'll create a document, pop it into the workflow, send it out to all parties responsible for this product so they can look at the procedure. Put a flag on it so that for 7 days it'll sit in your inbox. You don't look at it, it comes back to me, and measures can be taken.
I just got the parts in, Eileen. They just came in.
They looking good?
Yeah, they don't look too bad.
We had been waiting for first piece after a revision.
You got it up in lava?
Got the drawing up on the screen.
Okay, hold on. I'm pulling it up too.
Even though he held the part, we weren't shooting in the dark and trying desperately to make the other guy understand. We both knew what was going on.
Jonas, I'm mainly concerned about that inner diameter, the critical dimension. Last time we had it restricted by flash.
No flash whatsoever. Dimensions look good.
You don't have to be a super user on the computer to know how to use it. You don't have to have months of training. We did training sessions for 40 people in 2 days. Using Lava, it's all right in front of you. It's very, very intuitive. We can exchange files in a breath. The wide area network becomes increasingly important when you're scattered throughout the country. The other person can actually be looking at the same file at the same time. So before it becomes a piece of production, everybody's looked at it in Lava. We wanted the workflow. We wanted to be able to have email integrated with it. We wanted to be able to print. We wanted to be able to mix document types in there and not have it run by MIS. Lava's doing everything we needed to do.
Lava is the world's most comprehensive information management solution. With more than 7 years of research and development, hundreds of installations worldwide, dramatic productivity gains, and a proven training and implementation program to guarantee your success. Lava delivers document management, imaging, and workflow in one fully integrated application, uniting the entire enterprise by document enabling your current business applications. Lava delivers what you need to know now.